Hey ladies, if you're struggling with eye bags, I have the perfect trick to teach you. Not a lot of people talk about this, so there's no surgery, no crazy anything. It's just a technique that I wanted you to know. Are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. So what we're going to do first is we can do a little lymphatic drainage. We can also do cryotherapy, take some ice out of the freezer, do the under eyes. In the morning, you can do some lymphatic drainage by using your ring finger and doing some pressure points and then taking that fluid and just really working it out of underneath your eyes. I take my Nikol Beauty eye roller. It has a nice metal tip. And then I just use an eye serum, eye cream, eye balm, depending on what you want to do. This is from U Beauty, the Return Eye Concentrate. And I just do a little pump and then I will do my right eye. It feels really, really good. You can do just like this nice little treatment. You can make it a little bit thicker like a mask and do the other eye. Also, I did put on a little eye primer, so I wouldn't go around my eye right now. I just needed to neutralize out this pigmentation. It was actually really quite distracting for me to try to work on my underbags when I was like looking at such dark pigment. And then I'm going to just do my left eye. Now that I have this on, I'm going to take this product that I created for you last summer. It launched. It's called These Bags Are Designer. And I thought, you know what, if I could just change that inner dialogue in the morning, like that would be so amazing. Because I know what you say to yourself when you see your bags and you're really not happy about them. I created these silicone reusable eye masks. It has my beautiful rose pattern on it. And they're called These Bags Are Designer because I wanted you to not take yourself so seriously in the morning. You put them on, you're like, you know what? They are designer. They are expensive. They're mine. They're one of a kind. Like all of these things, that is the way we get ready in the morning. That's the energy, the vibe that we want. We do not want negativity about picking apart everything that you don't like about aging. You know, it's like cliche to say, like, what's the alternative? But also it's enjoying yourself as a mature woman, aging and getting better. I think that's the way we need to look at it, is that we're getting better each decade, whether it's each year, each decade. I just think that you got to be in or out. You either want to experience aging and just watching yourself change and just finding it to be a journey, or you're going to say, you know what, it really bothers me and I'm not happy and it really affects my life. So then you're going to go and seek out the best of the best when it comes to a plastic surgeon, an ocular surgeon, a dermatologist, and you're going to do the things. You're going to do whatever you want. Botox, filler, facelift, do it. Do it, because it's much better than sitting around and taking yourself apart and being negative and going into a dark hole, in my opinion. So you either going to be like, you know what, this is part of aging. I'm not really thrilled, or, oh my gosh, this is so bizarre, but what could I do? I could do skincare. I could maybe do some Retin-A. I could do this, that, or you know what, I've tried all of that stuff and it's just not going to work for me. My bags are really like a very big problem. Then you're going to seek out a plastic or an ocular and you're going to do what you feel is best for you. And I think that that's great. There's no right or wrong. I just think that being happy and loving what you look like and doing what you feel is going to get you there is what to do. I've never been one side or the other. I'm choosing not to do anything because, you know, I thought recently, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I'm not on that Botox wheel where every 4 months, like when would it ever stop? When would I ever stop polluting myself? Never. Because if you stop, then you're back to square one. And then I was thinking, yeah, well, you're paralyzing the muscles for so long, like you have no muscle left. Like, I think you're in a worse situation when you do that. There's so many, I've just had the repercussions of doing filler, and Botox was not an issue. I did Botox because I had that neurofibroma since I was 12. So I started Botox at 30. And then once I actually got a plastic to take it out, which was 2018, I didn't feel like I really needed to do Botox anymore. So I stopped. I think I stopped in 2021 and I was done. And I never, I have the lines, I have something going on here since 2020. People like to diagnose me with all these different bizarre, very interesting diseases, but it's called pigmentation. It's called inflammation. It's called, actually, I think I have like post-traumatic inflammation, something going on. It's different than this side. This side is a little bit more like of a bag with some more of a bluish gray cast right here. And this one's like, but remember, I did have surgical like things removed because of the filler, welts and all these things, and I had stitches. So again, my poor tissue has been manipulated and traumatized. So that's probably part of it. Remember, when you do filler, you're filling your face up. So you don't have that loss of volume. This is what I have. So I sometimes look and think, different angles give me a different view. But this bothers me. But you know what I do? I do my trick. I do the trick that no one's going to tell you, because you're probably doing your eye concealer or your bag concealer wrong. You're probably highlighting it and being like, why do I hate it so much? I have on Fierce Aging plenty of women that have different skin than I do, different skin tones, different skin issues. They're older than me. So we go from 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Actually, I just featured one of my youngest guests in her 40s last October. But we have the whole entire decades covered. So if you are thinking, oh, well, Nikol, you really don't have any bags, well, you can jump on over to my Fierce Aging series and you can check out all of my gorgeous ladies that are sharing their beauty with you, and you might resonate with one of them and what we did. Because I'm always working on discoloration and beautiful designer bags underneath the eyes. This is almost kind of like the reversed contouring, if you will. This is a really great tip. Let's just pretend that my pigmentation here is more of like a deep wrinkle. We call it the hard line. So you usually have this bag here that comes out that creates that almost like that divot. We call it the hard edge underneath the bag. So it's darker. So you have this light bag, right? Sometimes you might have a little redness to it, or blues, greens, but you have this lighter bag because it's protruding. It's coming out. So it's going to have light's going to be hitting it. So you don't want to highlight it. You don't want to use a light concealer. So we want to first address the darkness underneath here. We have to color correct. We have to bring it forward. So we can see I have the pigmentation right here. I need to lighten that first. So I'm going to be using my Just Peachy. This right here needs to be lightened. Absolutely. We just need to get rid of that. I would take this, it's like a crayon. So I would take this right into that line that you have underneath the bag. Lighten it up, color correct it, get rid of it. So this is how you do. Let me just have bright lights in my eyes. So let me see if I'm hitting it where I need to. Okay, so yes. So this would be like that hard edge. I'm getting down in there. This side's a little bit different. It's not as dramatic as my right eye, but I will do the same thing in this little divot that we have right there. And I'll come back up here a little bit. So there we go. We have first eradicated that dark line, that little indentation that we have that we do not like. What I want to do is I want to take this is my eye brightener. I need to brighten up my eyes. It's a click up pen. It is a pink color corrector, so it's going to brighten. So I need to go into just this area here. I'm just layering too, so not to worry. I'm going to really lift this up here at the end. I need to lift this up. So now we have this bag here that we need to really work with. First, let's do a little over here, and then, yes, bring this up, please. I'm going to just take my concealer brush. Let me just work this in first. And then you're going to see what we're going to end up with and how we treat the bag part. So I was strategic in how I placed that right into the darkest spot. Now here with the brightness, I'm going to just keep it in this area. I just do want to brighten up this little area here. And then we're going to brighten this up just right at that end there. We want this bag not to extend. I want it to be nice and light. So we'll give the bag just a little lift there at the end. So we have the color corrector. We have brightness on the other side, on either side. Now I'm going to be taking my light concealer. I could even do a couple dots of the medium, because I don't want to make this lighter. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the concealer and I'm going to just fill in right where I didn't do any of the color corrector. And I don't need to bring it too close to my lash line because I don't want to get too much creasing. It's going to move. I'm going to move this product up, so I don't need to put a ton right underneath my lash line. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm not lightening the area here as in making it brighter underneath this eye. I'm making it so it's going to be that neutral, like my skin tone. I don't want to brighten it as in lighten it and then it's even more highlighted because it's already protruding. So we want to do the same color skin or just a tiny bit deeper. I'm going to take my concealer brush and now I'm going to just tap into this area right under the eye, right where I put it. I want everything to nicely blend together. But so you can see, I didn't need to have a ton of product, keeping it right where it should be, going up to the lash line. So I'm just bringing it up. Do the same thing on the other eye. I'm actually just tapering. You can see, I want to keep it all in this area here. Can overlap a little bit of that eye brightener. And I'm just tapering it down so it's nice and blended. There's no hard lines. We are just addressing the pigmentation, all of the things underneath the eye with the bag so that we have that perfect concealed but not highlighted bag. Whatever is left on the brush, I'm just going to bring it down a little bit so I can taper down because, you know, I would put my BB cream over. Let's just utilize what's on the brush a little bit like that. And now you have a really nice, even skin tone, but you're not accentuating that bag. You want to push the bag back, basically. That's why you go with your skin or just a tad deeper so you can get that back, but you're lightening up that pigmentation in that crevice there, that deep wrinkle, whatever you want to call it. I wanted to make sure that you knew that it wasn't about just throwing on a concealer and saying, there we go, it's going to help with the bags. You have to be really strategic when it comes to what's really going on. Got a lot of things happening as we age and a lot of things that this eye is a little bit different than this eye. So I have to adjust. I have to say, okay, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more with just peachy. This side, I don't really need to. I can actually keep it closer, just address that blues and those grays on the end. So you are almost, it's like a mosaic in a way. And once you get to really know your skin and the tools, the products, you've got to find products that you know work together and are working for you. The last thing I do, I'm not going to do a full makeup tutorial. I'm just going to set this with the Nikita banana. This is my brightening powder. So then this is in that yellow base that's going to brighten the skin. So I just want to, anytime I'm kind of layering and doing a little strategic kind of lightening technique, I always want to set underneath my eye area here. And then we'll go in with the BB cream and doing all of the things. But it's really important because I don't want this to move. I don't want it to do anything but just set up and look really, really nice. This is going to give me a fresh start to the day. I don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I have these bags or I have this discoloration or I have all of that. I mean, when you figure out color corrector with the perfect concealer that moves with your skin, that's not heavy, cakey, and sitting on the skin, you want product that actually gives your skin life. It doesn't look like you're wearing, you're trying to cover things up. We are enhancing, we are making things better. We're not erasing what's going on our skin. We just want to have that control of feeling like, you know what, I know how to correct these things. I don't have to feel insecure because I don't know how to cover it or it looks so terrible or I'm seeing it through my concealer. No matter what I use, I always see it through because you're not using the proper products. You have to start with a color corrector. That is my biggest tip. We want to have a lot of tips so we can pull these out and not be surprised. Like pigmentation, we got that. Oh, I have major bags today. I know what to do. I know how to prep the eye first, then go into all of my color corrector, concealer, setting powder, etc. So I hope that this helps you. I hope that you check out my Fierce Aging series, because I will be addressing this for this season. This is I think it's our 7th season of filming. And you'll be able to see how I do this on different skin, on different issues, and how I basically customize it for each woman. This is not a one size fits all. This happens to work for me because I have certain things going on. Like, we have things that are just changing every day, and I address them, I work with them, and I feel really confident being able to do this. So let me know, are you going to try this little trick? Are you doing it wrong? Are you just slapping on concealer? Maybe it's too light. Maybe it's actually accentuating your bags underneath your eyes. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you want a little bit more in-depth way of doing concealers with color correctors, with under eye bags and pigmentation. I would love to hear from you. And until my next video, I'll see you later.